What's going on, guys? Robbie here, and welcome to another video inside of Commission Hero 2.0. Excited to be here with you in this video because we're going to be covering something important when it comes to finding the best offers to run. Because as you know, one of the biggest benefits of being part of Commission Hero is that you are learning a system that does not require you to have to come up with your own product, which is honestly and truly, I don't know if you've ever tried to come up with your own product. Boy, it can be a tough thing to do. First of all, it takes a lot of work, takes a lot of effort, and it can be really difficult, right? And so I'm really excited to do this video today because one of the secrets to my success, one of the secrets to all the students here inside of Commission Hero 2.0 success is the fact that you don't have to worry about other people's, or excuse me, you have to worry about your own products. You can promote other people's products that are already proven to work, and that is really important. And so what I want to do, and the reason why I put this video together, it won't be a long video, but it's an important video, okay? And the reason why is because in this video, I want to share with you kind of 4 qualifications that I like to look at when it comes to promoting an offer, okay? And so that way you'll know as you start to get more into this business, as you start to learn more about this, you're going to be in a position where you can say, okay, it meets this criteria. Oh, doesn't meet this criteria. Not going to do that, right? And it's going to help you kind of sift through all the noise, right? Now, being part of Commission Hero 2.0 does give you an advantage because I literally just tell you what the best offers are to promote. But if you were to look at other offers, you're now going to have these 4 rules to go by to take a look at, okay? So let's kind of dive into it. So rule number 1. It's got to be in a large category, right? It's got to be in a large category in order to make me want to promote it, okay? Now, here's what I mean by that, right? If I were to promote a product, and let's say the product was basket weaving, right? Like learn how to basket weave. Sure, there's probably, a few hundred, maybe 10, 20, 50, 100,000 people, a couple 100,000 people in the world that like to do basket weaving, right? But guess what? Is that going to be something that I can promote for 6 months, a year, 2 years, and have a lot of success with? Well, initially, maybe I could do a lot of sales, right? But over time, it's going to burn out because the audience, right, the size of the category is fairly small, okay? Now, let's do something, for example, like weight loss. Well, weight loss is a whole different story. Guess what? Pretty much everybody on planet Earth wants to lose weight, okay? So there's literally hundreds of millions, right? Probably billions of people that are interested in weight loss, okay? Now, why is that an advantage? Well, it's an advantage because, first of all, I can promote weight loss offers for the rest of my life and never run out of potential customers to buy the product I'm promoting, right? The other nice thing about it too is it really helps me, make it a little easier to target people, right? Makes it a little bit easier to advertise because I already know that the vast majority of people are interested in weight loss, and knowing that, now I don't have to really worry too much about how I show my ads. I can just make sure I focus more on the ads, okay? Because the marketplace, the audience is there, okay? Whereas with basket weaving, for example, not everybody's interested in basket weaving. So I would have to really get narrowed down with my advertising. And so that's what we're kind of talking about here when it comes down to it, all right? So making sure that we have that large category is important. Now, some of the big categories I like to look at are obviously weight loss or health and fitness. You could do survival is a big niche, right? So they have, there's hundreds of millions of people interested in survival. There's relationships, right? Everybody's interested in relationships, right? There is making money, right? Is another one too. Cryptocurrency is a big one. Let's see what else. There's all these different ones, right? Also in the lead generation space, right? There's mortgage refinance. Well, guess what? There's millions of homeowners out there that want to refinance their mortgages, right? There's auto offers, right? So there's a lot of people that have cars, okay? So those are big categories. That's what I really want to pay attention to because I want something that, once I, put the effort and time into finding a winning copy, creative, and image, right? Guess what I want to do? I want to take the time to not have to worry about trying to find new audiences, right? I want to take that ad, that winning audience, and I want to scale it up, okay? And so that's exactly what we want to do here. And that's rule number 1 is going into a large category. All right, so let's talk about rule number 2. I want to promote an offer that has either a high payout or a low barrier for that action to take place, okay? So for the first part of that, the high payout, what do I mean by that, right? I want an offer that converts really high, and I want to pay me a lot, okay? So this is important because as we talked about, getting to that $1,000 a day may seem like a crazy number to get to, but it really isn't, right? Because let's think about this. Let's say you do $1,000 a day and let's say the product you're promoting pays you $100 a sale. Well, how many sales do you need to get to $1,000? Well, you need 10, right? That's not that unattainable. That's not so wildly outlandish that you can't do it, right? 10 sales in a day is very, very doable, okay? If they pay more than that, $120, $150, $200 per sale, well, then now the number to get to $1,000 a day is lower and lower and lower, right? Now, if you do more than 10 sales in a day, well, obviously that number goes up, right? So for me, I'm looking for something that converts really, really well and pays really, really high, okay? That's so important to me, okay? Now, the other thing I was gonna say is that, keep in mind, it's important to remember that we are so spoiled nowadays, because when I first started doing this a few years back, I would be so excited if I had an offer that would pay me on average $50, $45, right? And so it would take me, 20 sales at least to get to that $1,000 a day. And now you guys can do that in half the amount of sales, which is pretty cool. Now, the second part of that is the low barrier, right? The low barrier is also important. Now, what I mean by that is when we talk about lead generation, so it comes into mortgage refinance or auto or giveaways or sweepstakes offers, guess what? The barrier to entry is very low, okay? So all I have to do is get someone to fill out a survey, or all I have to do is get someone to enter for a chance to win, right? So that's a low barrier to entry. So those ones don't have a higher payout, right? So those ones, unlike a weight loss offer, which will pay you $100, $200 per sale, these ones will pay you $20 per sale, or $20 or $30, but not for the sale, for someone to fill out the survey, okay? So there's a low barrier on that side of things, which equates to a lower payout, but it's going to happen more often, right? And so that's what I want to look at when I look at my different offers. So that's rule number 2. Rule number 3, it's got to have a low refund rate, especially if you're promoting something on, for example, ClickBank. Specifically, ClickBank typically runs on a commission-based payout. So that means that you get paid a commission, which is good, except when someone refunds or charges back, okay? So just make sure you pay attention to the refund rate. Reach out to the vendor, the product owner, and say, hey, what is your refund rate? What's your typical chargeback rate? And factor that into your numbers when you advertise, because a lot of times people don't do that, and what they end up doing is they factor, oh, this is the money I made, and then they forget 30 days later, probably a chunk of that is going to be refunded, okay? So just build that into your numbers when you're doing your advertising, which we'll talk about in the upcoming modules, and you'll be in good shape, okay? And then also, the good news is, if you're promoting, for example, on one of the other networks that we show you here in Commission Hero 2.0, you don't have to worry about refunds, because you get paid a flat fee whether the person refunds or doesn't refund, okay, which is pretty cool. So that's rule number 3, and then let's get into rule number 4. This is so important here, okay? Rule number 4 is it's got to be a proven winner or a proven offer creator, right? Excuse me. It's going to be a proven winner or a proven offer creator, right? So here's what I mean by that. So many people make the mistake of trying to find these obscure offers, right? These obscure offers that nobody's ever heard of, or maybe they're on page 5 of ClickBank, or they're really unpopular, and they're trying to make it work. Guys, don't try to do that. Just go with the winner, right? Doesn't matter how many other people are promoting that product, because if you're doing large categories, which I told you to do in rule number 1, it doesn't matter. Everybody, you can have 2,000 people promoting the same product, and there's still room for you to have a lot of success, okay? So proven winners, right? We don't want to do any second guessing on that, right? Focus on a proven winner, and that takes all the pressure off, because you know it works. So guess what? If you know it works, if people are having success with it, then if you're not having success with it yet, then what does that tell you? That tells you, oh, I gotta work on my advertising for that product. Okay, it's not the product. Whereas if you don't have a proven product you're promoting, then it brings into doubt, well, maybe the product isn't good, right? So don't do that to yourself, right? Just focus on proven winners, and that'll help a bunch. Now, on the flip side, you may not know this initially, but as you start to get into this business, you'll realize that a lot of the offers are owned by a small group of offer creators, okay? And so once you start to realize, oh, the person who owns JavaBurn, right, is the same person that owned a bunch of other top offers on ClickBank, right? So if I know they're a proven offer creator, because there really is a formula to creating products, I have a lot of confidence. So even if they have a new offer they're coming out with, maybe it's not tested yet, right? But I have the confidence to go ahead and promote it because of their track record, right? So for example, the creator of JavaBurn, right, was the same creator of Resurge, right? Was the same creator of another product back in the day that did really, really well, did hundreds of millions of dollars in sales, this owner has, right? So when they come out with a new offer, I pay attention, right? So that's one thing I would want to share with you guys as well. And also, the other tip that I didn't even put in here, kind of a bonus rule for you guys, is to make sure that you stick to one offer at a time. When you first start this business, focus on one offer at a time. Don't do 3 or 4 or 5 different offers, specifically not in different niches for sure, but one offer at a time. And then as you get better at this, right, as you start to grow and as you start to become more successful with this, then you can do multiple offers in the same niche, okay? So one offer at a time, or once you get into it, one niche at a time, all right? The worst thing you can do is do multiple niches because there's different angles and targeting and audiences, and that's why I really think if you get really good at one niche, and stick with that niche, you can have a lot of success. So that's it for me, guys. Hopefully this video has been helpful. Let me know in the Facebook group if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.